So good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to the 2019 MER Conference. My name is Mike Salvarezza. I'm the Vice President of Content Development here at the MER. And along with my colleagues, and you'll get to meet all of them in a little bit, we want to welcome you. So great to see so many of you, so many familiar faces, but there's also a lot of new people, and I want to welcome you all. I think we're off to a great start. We had a wonderful day yesterday if you were here. We had some fantastic pre-con sessions, lots of people engaged with those topics. We had some great dinners last night. I know lots of people were out and about around town. I also understand last night was the end of the Game of Thrones. Are we a Game of Thrones crowd? No spoilers, because I didn't see it. So, but just sort of a round of applause. Was it a good ending or a disappointing ending? Good ending? Disappointing ending? Wow. Okay. Yikes. Well, I hope that we have a better reaction from you at the end of our conference. Anyway. Welcome, everybody. So, if you've been here before, if you're part of the MER community, then you've been part of the MER experience, and I think a lot of the things that you've come to know and love, you'll recognize over the next 2.5 days or so. But we have been changing. We've been trying to add new things and change up our format a little bit, but we've never changed our focus here at the MER. The focus of the MER conference is really to continue to provide you with the very best speakers, the very best content, the most relevant topics in the world of information governance, the best solution providers. That's what we strive to do here at the MER conference, and I hope that you'll agree with me at the end of this show that we have achieved that objective. We have a jam-packed agenda over the next 2.5 days. I don't have time to go through all of it now. You can find all of the information on our app. You can talk to anybody if you have questions about where to find things and what rooms to go to. But let me highlight just a few things for you. First of all, our slate of keynote speakers. We'll be starting in just a few minutes with Nicholas Economou. We'll introduce Jason Barron a little bit later in the morning. Tomorrow, you'll get to hear from Oz Alash. And on Wednesday, Dr. Michael Kaczynski. These are our keynote speakers. They all have very, very compelling talks. You don't want to miss any of them. Has anyone ever participated in an escape room? A few people, okay. Nothing to be afraid of. It's actually a great, fun experience. We're going to try to bring. Did I advance the slides? Oh no, I'm ahead of myself. See, I'm so anxious to get started. I'm one slide ahead. Forget the escape room. I'm going to bring that up in a second. We have a special session this afternoon. Special in the sense that it's a slightly different format. Usually when you go to a session, it's a speaker, maybe it's a panel, maybe there's a solution showcase from a vendor, a supplier, solution provider. We have 3 solution providers that have gotten together to put a special session together for you this afternoon. Active Navigation, Integro, and Preservica are going to talk about true end-to-end governance. And they're going to talk about how their solutions and their services work together to really provide a complete and end-to-end solution to the challenge of information governance. So make sure you check that out. Now, the escape room. Big drum roll. Sorry about that. We believe in education here at the MER. So do many of the companies that come here. So many of you are familiar with the challenge of getting the information out to your constituents and the employees in your company. Training and education is always a challenge in terms of how do you engage people. Well, you're going to hear about an exciting new concept of gamification, and in particular, using the escape room concept as a way to really liven up education. And you can experience that tomorrow afternoon. I want to thank Ripcord, our sponsor, for that. And you'll hear from Eli Lilly and how they've done this in their shop with great results. One of the hallmarks of the MER is the concept of networking. We all gather here in the morning for our keynote sessions. We all then scatter to the various breakout sessions, and we're all involved in really listening and engaging with the speakers. But it's more than that. We've baked into our agenda ample time and great opportunities for you to connect with your colleagues, to connect with old friends, to connect with your peers, to connect with the speakers, to connect with solutions providers. So we have breaks in between the sessions, the park across the, actually on this side, I think, if I have my directions right, the park over here, where you can go and get a bite to eat and grab a refreshment, but at the same time interact with our solutions providers. That's a great meeting place. We also have receptions. We had a great reception last night. We have a reception this evening. We have our famous yacht club experience tomorrow night. You don't want to miss any of these things, not just because the food is so spectacular, but because these are really great opportunities to connect, collaborate, really have some discussions. I encourage everybody to make it a point to leave Chicago or to leave the MER conference with at least one new contact. Somebody you've never met before, somebody that you walk away with their business card and you know you can reach out to them when you get back to your shop and reach out to them and continue the discussions. It's sometimes hard when you're shy and you may not want to approach a stranger. Reach out and talk to someone that you've never talked to before. I think you'll find it very enriching. Want to thank our solutions providers. The MER conference is so indebted to the solutions providers, and they're all ready and able and willing to talk to you in the park. They have exciting products and services to share with you, and so I really encourage you to really talk with them. You'll see a handful of people walking around in teal shirts. These are our student scholars. The student scholars are going to be the ones greeting you outside of the rooms. They're going to be the ones that are helping you check in at the reception desk. They're going to be the ones that help you find where you're going. Ask them any of those types of questions and they'll do their best to help you. But they come to us from a variety of universities. They're all studying in this space, whether it's information science or library science or whatever it may be. But they're here to experience the MER, to provide assistance to us in running this conference, and also to help you guys. But I encourage you to reach out to them. Think about where you were or how it was when you were back at that stage of your life. You didn't know exactly how you were going to get a job. You didn't know exactly how you should get started. You didn't know if you had contacts. Well, reach out to them, have a conversation with them, see if you can help them, see if you can give them a bit of advice. You never know. They might be working in your organization. They might be exactly what your organization is looking for right now. So I really encourage you to talk with them. They would love to have the opportunity to chat with you. I guarantee it. They are thirsty for the information that you have. So yesterday, as I mentioned, we had a series of pre-cons. They all went tremendously well. I want to thank, I'm not going to name everybody here, but I want to thank all of the presenters and all of the folks that put on those pre-cons. It's not easy to put on a 6-hour session on a Sunday. It's not easy for you guys to come on a Sunday, especially when Game of Thrones is on at night. You're kind of gearing up for that. So I want to thank everyone that participated in the pre-con for taking time out of your weekend, but I also really, really want to thank the presenters. Thank you all very much. We really, really appreciate that work. Be a solutions seeker. So we're introducing a new concept here at the MER. I think you've probably seen it at some other conferences. We have sort of this solution seeker bingo card, which you can get and use as you go around to each of the tables. Make sure that the solution providers stamp their stamp on your bingo card, and you can use that to potentially win a prize later on. But really the most important part is not so much that. The most important part is to talk to our solutions providers. They have products and services that I guarantee can help you out. Seth will be up here in a minute, and he'll talk to you about how valuable people find the experience of talking to those solutions providers. Wednesday is worth the wait. That's the title of this slide. That is a direct result of a strategy that we talked about last year that we informally titled, "Let's Make Wednesday Great Again." Okay, you're all supposed to laugh at that. Wednesday is the last official day of the MER conference. And we have a tremendous keynote speaker, Dr. Michael Kaczynski, which we'll introduce a little bit later in the show. We have a panel discussion that he'll participate in, moderated by Mark Diamond, and we'll have several other very, very stellar presenters on that panel talking about information authenticity and the role of information governance as an arbiter of truth. Today, we are living in a world where it's very difficult to discern where the truth really lies. And I think that panel is going to be a fascinating panel. That will be sort of the end of the formal part of the MER conference, but it's not the end of the activities here, because we've partnered with the Chicago chapter of ARMA for their annual spring seminar, which will be taking place on Wednesday right here at the Marriott. And if you have not registered for that event, which is really a follow-on to this event in the afternoon, there's still time to do so. You can talk to anyone at the reception desk. And actually, the spring seminar and the MER overlap, because they'll be starting their seminar with the two sessions that I have highlighted up here. Wednesday is definitely worth sticking around for, so I encourage you to do that. So, the MER conference here in Chicago, again, I can't say it enough. I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives to come out to Chicago in May. I don't know who was responsible for the weather, but we're going to have to get in touch with that person, because it's a little chilly out today. I think the forecast might be for a little bit of rain tomorrow, but I know that we are an intrepid group. The weather doesn't stop us. It's certainly not here in Chicago. Anyway, it is my great pleasure to welcome you and to introduce the president of the MER conference, Seth Williams. Seth and I have been working together on this conference for a few years now, and one of my great, great, great pleasures in life has been to meet Seth, to get to know him, to work closely with him, and together we enjoy putting this conference on for all of you. So Seth, I'd like to welcome you to the stage.